Hey, what's up, y'all? You see the title. This is something that's just kind of been on my mind for a while now. I got the game during Black Friday. Thank God I did not spend full price on it. And I just have not been enjoying it. And this happens often. This is one of the main reasons why I don't really care too much about critical acclaim. I watch reviews as a guideline to see what I can tolerate and what I can't tolerate. That's about it. The score is irrelevant because, it's almost impossible for someone else to gauge your enjoyment of a game. Well, Elden Ring is just one game of the year, and I kind of felt compelled to make this video because it's like I had planned to make this video on two separate occasions, and the issue was the script writing. I just really couldn't get a script that I liked together, and I just decided, I'm just going to speak from the heart. And the thing I didn't like about this game is the open world. It is so useless. This is textbook. Like if you look up the definition of open world for the sake of open world, Elden Ring is in there in that textbook staring right back at you. And it's crazy how no one really calls this game out on that. And like it's a massive detractor for me. I feel like if this game was actually linear, like something similar to Dark Souls or Demon Souls, I would have enjoyed it 10 times more because there's just no reason for this big, massive open world. And if anything, it makes the story even more disjointed. It makes everything else just seem a lot worse, in my opinion. I feel like this is what happens when you just take a linear game and you just slam it and cram it into an open world and then just force it to work. And I mean, for whatever reason, I don't understand why more people aren't complaining about this. There's other issues that arise when you slam a linear game into an open world, much like quest structure, or just for the simple fact that quests get put on a larger display. I feel like for me personally, it raised my expectations for the quest. I've expected more world building. I expected better stories within the quest. I expected a level up essentially in the series, and we really didn't get that. This game is classified as RPG, and you compare it to Skyrim, you compare it to Fallout. The quests are just laughable. The side quests are just very laughable, and it's a lot of things that just really fall flat when you compare it to real RPGs. And it's like the main thing that really gives Soul games, some slack is the fact that they're structured differently. They're not open world. They're very linear. They're a more combat focused experience with, a story that you really have to work to understand. And it's something that the story is basically pushed to the background. And I mean, for a basic Souls game, that's understandable. But when you actually, try to evolve it into an open world game that's supposed to be all these things that critics are proclaiming it to be, the expectations raise. The main thing that disappointed me about this game is at the heart of the game, all you're doing is wandering around this massive, massive open world, finding items, finding spells, and fighting bosses. That's it. There's no real narrative to basically expand on this world, to explain things, to kind of guide you. You're just aimlessly going around fighting bosses, finding items. It feels so disjointed and it feels so disconnected. And the side quests don't really help because they feel like side quests. In my honest opinion, the best side quests are the ones that actually have the same attention to detail as a large scale main quest. Only difference is they're shorter, but they're still just as packed with information and care. And you don't get that here. The side quests in this game are the definition of side quests. They don't really help much with world building either because most people just come to you with a problem and as you do fix it, then they give you a reward. There's nothing really explained. There's no text documents to, really give you more of a background on what's going on or why something's like that. It's just basically cause and effect and you're the solution. And what's crazy is I haven't even gotten into a lot of the technical issues that plagued this game when it first released. And I mean, there still are a couple of bugs in this game, that doesn't really get talked about. It's a lot of issues. It's just I would never pick this game as a game of the year. I would never give something like this a 9.7. This is the thing about, you know, integrity as a reviewer or whatever you are. If you're doing recommendations for a game, you always have to be realistic. Guys, my favorite game of all time, one of my favorite games of all time is Infamous Second Son. And I'm willing to admit all of its flaws and shortcomings. It's a short game. It's the shortest of the mainline Infamous titles. The side content is severely lacking, but I still really enjoy the game. With that being said, I personally enjoy it. If I was rating it for other people, then yeah, I'd probably give it like an 8.4 or something like that. But to me personally, it's close to a 10. But I'm still not, jaded enough to put that out there. I wouldn't nominate it Game of the Year with its shortcomings. That's the issue I have with, the gaming media in general. As somebody that plays a lot of RPGs, as somebody that plays a lot of Souls games, I was just honestly completely disappointed by this game. It disappointed me as an RPG, and it honestly disappointed me as a Souls game. Like, the only time I actually really was clicking with this game and I was really liking it is like the more linear sections of the game, to where you're actually stuck in the side of a castle or you're like a cave or whatever, and you're just going one way. There's like you're basically, momentarily removed from the open world. And even then, I'm gonna be brutally honest with you guys, it felt inferior to, Dark Souls and Demon Souls locations and levels. There wasn't really the interconnected levels. There wasn't like the winding paths. There was a lot of that was missing. And it's like I feel like that was a lot of the magic of the From Software games. The fact that you have these crazy wild levels that are interconnected, that loop back around, that, you know what I mean, like they that really take you all the way back from the beginning of the level to the end of the level. It's just you don't have any of that here. It's just I don't know. I really don't know what other people played. I'm like, it makes me wonder, like, did they give y'all drugs while y'all played the game? Like, I'm just curious, like, what makes this game so good? That's what I really want to know. Am I playing it wrong? Like, you guys let me know in the comment section if I'm playing it wrong. In closing, I just want to say, like, this is not a bad game. It's not an amazing game. It's not Game of the Year, but it's not bad. I am so glad I did not pay full price for this. I paid full price for Bloodborne, and that did not bother me because I like actually enjoyed Bloodborne. Like, from start to finish, I enjoyed Bloodborne. I felt like they had the atmosphere down. I felt like the level design was down. I didn't mind that it was easier than like a lot of the other games because it still had like a nice level of difficulty. But I really enjoyed Bloodborne for what it was. This, no. I really don't enjoy what it's trying to do. It feels disjointed and disconnected. It feels like I said, it feels like a bunch of recycled assets all Frankenstein stitched together and made into like this one monster game, like this one living monster game. But anyway, that's just my opinion. If y'all disagree, feel free to disagree, thumb it down, but leave a comment, man. You know what I'm saying? I like to have a discussion about this, a civilized discussion, because it is just a game. Anybody gets crazy, you gotta start getting disrespectful, I will start deleting comments like I always do. Anyway, man, thanks for watching, man. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.